some of you really need to stop using less is more plus double ring engine. Not all of you are doing it. I know there's a couple of you that think this build is actually viable. I'm here to tell you this build sucks. I am sorry to burst your bubble here. If you like this build and you find success with it and you really enjoy it, go use it. Don't listen to me. But if you are trying to take yourself to the next level and prove yourself as a player, this is a build you should be avoiding. I am not only here to provide multiple reasons why less is more plus double ring engine is a bad build, I'm also here to provide statistical, factual analysis as to why less is more plus double ring engine is an inferior build to a couple other builds such as single ring engine, mini ring game boost plus single ring engine, ring game boost, and double ring engine as well. If you want to argue with me in the comments about why you think less is more plus double ring engine is actually good, listen to this whole video and listen carefully before making any sort of judgment on anything in here. Not only that, I just want to state this right now, there will be a little bit of human error in here. That human error, though, will not take away from how bad less is more plus double ring engine truly is as a build, but I will try to at least be as fair and honest on every argument that I can. Anyways, without further ado, let's go into the reasons why less is more plus double ring engine is bad. Now, I'm going to quickly go over why less is more plus double ring engine is bad. I'm going to make this very quick because I did cover this in a previous video, why less is more is bad. So, let's talk about the negatives of less is more. Less is more completely flips the ring speed table. This means that for every ring you collect, you actually get less speed. So, for instance, when you collect your 100th ring, you get plus 7 speed, but with less is more, when you collect your first ring, you get minus 7 speed. This is very important to understand because without collecting rings, right, double ring engine cannot be activated. This means that neither less is more or double ring engine can be consistently activated or consistently function, right? Now, you might want to argue, well, less is more is at least giving me a little more speed because one ring is minus 7 is not that bad. Here's the thing with that argument. The problem with that argument is that double ring engine doesn't want to just have one ring. Double ring engine wants to have a buffer of rings. So you want to have at least 40 to 60 rings. 40 being probably like a pretty good scenario. Anything and everything higher than that is best case scenario. Now, you might be wondering, why is it best case scenario? Well, when you're at, say, 60 rings, you can take 150 ring damage attack, and not only that, you have 10 rings of buffer for you to get more rings. That 10 rings of buffer is actually about 5 seconds of double ring engine that you have left. This is vital to understand because when you have 5 seconds, that means the moment you get hit, you have 5 seconds from getting hit in hit stun to start a drift, proc perfect charge bounty, or get in the slipstream, use slipstream bounty, or get to a dash panel, or go to a ring line, things of that nature, and start collecting rings and getting back up to that 60 ring buffer that you have. This is very, very vital to understand because without this buffer, you will consistently have issues with double ring engine, and you might be like, well, less is more can take over from that. And it's like, yeah, you're not wrong, less is more can take over from that, but every time you have to collect rings to get the double ring engine, you're now losing less is more, and for one ring, you get minus 7 speed and plus 12. That means you're getting plus 5 when it equals out. When you start collecting about 60 rings, it's about minus 4 speed on top of the minus 7 for the first ring you collected, so you're losing about minus 11. With double ring engine, you're getting about plus 12, and then the extra stats to your speed stats, so usually it's going to cap out, so you get about plus 2 or 3 more speed. It's around plus 3. So let's put that in perspective. So minus 11 versus minus 12, you put at plus 1. Give the extra 3 speed, now you're looking at around plus 4 speed, right? This is very important because if you just run ring engine on its own, you get plus 3 speed and plus 12 to your speed stat, which give you plus 1, which will already give you plus 4 without having to suffer the negative consequence of having a 3-slot less is more gadget that makes rings a fundamental part of the game a negative. Not only that, with the gadget set, you literally have no drifting gadgets. This means that you cannot partake in what is also another fundamental core thing of the game, which is drifting. Now, drifting is so important because snaking is very strong, and how drift boost stacking works and how stacking speed items, dash panels, drift boost, it all stacks, and the more drift boost you can get off, the better. This is because how much speed you get. For your level 3, you're getting plus 25% speed. For your level 2, it's another plus 25%, and for your level 1, it's plus 20%. Again, all these can stack, and it becomes super, super vital, where if you're able to stack a 3 into a 2, or like a 3 into 2 1s, you get a ton of speed that you otherwise wouldn't. And this is why Tech Drift is so good with Quick Charge 2 and 3, and in general, this is why drifting gadgets are so important. Less is more plus double ring engine doesn't even have them. Not only that, because you want rings with double ring engine, you have to sacrifice all ring generation gadgets, so you can never get to that 60 ring buffer consistently or even maintain it without losing your double ring engine and going to 0 rings. And when you're at 0 rings, you are putting yourself at risk of getting into hit stun for a significantly long period of time, which is about the length of being hit by KBB, if not longer. It is not good. There's a lot of negatives to this build, and there's a lot of things that are counteracting it. Literally, it's like watching 2 fucking kids fight over the same fucking thing. Anyways, let's get into some statistical analysis. Let me just prove this once and for all that this build is not really as good as some people really think it is. And I think for majority of players, they understand this build is not that good.
Okay, get in.
Alright, let's just get into the stats really quickly. On screen, you're going to see less is more plus double ring engines build, and I'm trying to make this as fair as possible with the testing. I know it's not perfect, there's going to be human error, but from my testing, I was able to find out that less is more plus double ring engine, when it has low rings, specifically when it's between 1 to 50 rings, has about an average speed of about 229 to 230. When you stack a level 2 or level 3 with another level 2 or 3, you're going to be at around 235 as your max speed. When you have the lowest possible amount of rings that you can hold, which is about 1 ring, you're going about 200 to 201 speed. At high rings, which is about 51 to 99 rings, because you can't technically hold 100, you only can hold it for a very short period of time, you are going to be having an average speed about 228 to 229. You might be wondering, Distello, how in the fuck does this happen? Now, remember when I talked about how less is more is a negative and ring speed's a negative? This is why. You're actually going to be going net negative a little bit, and this is where all that extra speed is now going to be a detriment, because you're not able to actually get more speed the higher you go. So because of that, you're actually gimping yourself, and your max average when you're at a level 3 drift with a level 2 stack, you're going about 235 to 237, somewhere in that range. It was kind of hard to determine fully, but it's pretty insane to think that literally no matter where you're at, you're either going to be the same or very marginally slower or very marginally faster. And when we get into the other builds, you're going to look at these numbers and be like, why did I ever think this could even compete if you're someone that does think less is more plus double ring engine is even viable? Finally, the highest possible amount of ring speed that you can get with your flat speed is going to be 196 to 197 flat, so you're going to be going about 4 to 5 speed slower depending on what's all happening. This means that you are pretty much slower than every other build on here when they're at their highest rings, which means usually by this point you're about halfway to all the way through lap 1. Let's go into single ring engine builds. So single ring engine builds are going to have a few more stats to cover, so let's start with the low end. Low ring speed, your average is about 215 to 216, so less than 1 plus double ring engine is beating it out right now. That makes sense, because less than 1 plus double ring engine is an early game kind of setup. It's super high for early game. Now, when you're at your low rings, and when you stack a level 3 with a level 2, or vice versa, you're going to be going about 225 to 226, so you're only a little bit behind less is more plus double ring engine. Not only that, your flat speed's about 187 to 188. This also makes sense with how ring engine as a gadget works, and with the vehicle combo that I used, which was Ichiban with this custom Ancient Throne minecart combo. It's goofy, I'm sorry. At high rings, your speed is about 219 to 220 with just a level 2 or 3. When you're stacking a level 3 with a 2 at high rings, you're going about 234 to 235. So you're already going equal to faster than less than 1 plus double ring engine, and it's for one slot. A 1-slot gadget is going faster than committing your whole build to 6 slots for less than 1 plus double ring engine. This makes sense. And now let's get into the 100 ring cap, because with the ring engine you can slot in 130 ring pretty consistently and run perfect charge bounty, quick charge 2, and quick charge 3. At 100 rings, your average with a level 2 or 3 is about 228 to 229, which is the exact same as less than 1 plus double ring engine. But when you stack a level 3 with a level 2, you're going 243 speed, which is beyond faster, and it's way more funny that it's that fast. And then at 100 rings, your flat speed cap is about 201 to 202. Makes total sense. Going into double ring engine, because double ring engine cannot get to the 100 ring speed cap, unlike a solo ring engine build, you might think the numbers will be slower for a double ring engine build because it doesn't get the +7 ring speed modifier, but that actually isn't true. So, low-end rings, you're getting about 194 to 195, flat speed, no modifiers. With a level 2 or 3 drift boost, you're getting 226 to 227. When you stack it, you're going 234 to 235 on low rings. Now, going to high rings, you're going to be going about 232 to 233 with just a level 3. When you have a level 3 and a level 2 stack, you're going 242 to 243. And when you're at high rings and just driving at flat speed, you're going about 204 to 205, maybe like 203 to 205 in that range, depending. But as you can tell, double ring engine and single ring engine are literally working together in tandem to do so much more than Less is More plus Double Ring Engine is. Not only that, Double Ring Engine is able to compete with Single Ring Engine when it comes to drift stacking. It competes better when you're just using a raw level 3 or 2. It stacks at about an equal speed, and its flat speed is 3 to 4 speed faster. This means Double Ring Engine on its own, it's just unbelievably consistent, and the more rings you get, the better this gets, unlike Less is More plus Double Ring Engine. Going into the last two builds, let's talk about the Ring Game Boost TT build. So, when you're on low rings, you're going to be going about 211, and with the Ring Game Boost proc, you're going to be going about 230 very briefly. This is very important to distinct, because every ring you collect will actually give you speed. This is something that is super vital to the build, and this is something that you can consistently always get. Whereas with Double Ring Engine and Less is More, you can't consistently gain rings without sacrificing speed or just gimping yourself. Whereas with this build, you want to collect rings and you want to be on ring lines if you can without sacrificing optimal lines. Now, low speed, when you're stacking a level 3 and a level 2, you're going to be going 225 to 226, and it shoots up to 240 speed for a brief period of time with Ring Game Boost. This means you are literally working in the same range of Double Ring Engine and Ring Engine, but not as consistent because it's a short duration of high speed, but you're still going pretty quick, genuinely. It's very consistent when you're on ring lines, obviously, but at 0 rings, obviously your flat speed is going to be 182, 183. This is just how the flat speed modifier is without any other speed bonuses. At 100 rings, you're going to be going 234 to 235 with a level 2 or level 3. Obviously, this gets bumped up when you get your Ring Game Boost. When you stack a level 2 into a level 3, you're going to be going that 234, 235 speed, but that Ring Game Boost proc will put you to 247 briefly, which is absolutely insane to see. And at 100 ring speed, you're going to be going 197, 198, which just makes sense. That's your plus 14 that you're getting from having 100 rings. This goes to show that the Ring Game Boost build is still very consistent, very fast, and is very comparable. But the problem is that because it's ring game speed, if you want to min-max your ring speed uptime, you have to be sacrificing your faster lines that the ring engines don't have to sacrifice to go for ring lines so you can consistently have that super high uptime of the speed, which is very unfortunate for this build. Finally, a custom build that I built after talking to a couple people, and one of the big things about this build is its Ring Engine, Mini Ring Game Boost, Quick Charge 2, Quick Charge 3, and Perfect Charge Bounty. Now, you might be looking at this and like, oh, this just sucks. This is terrible. Why are you even thinking about using this? Here's the thing. You are getting, at low rings, you're going with a level 3, you're getting 210 to 211, and with Mini Ring Game Boost, you're getting 224 speed very briefly. This is slower than Less is More plus Double Ring Engine and all the other builds. When you're at low rings and you stack, you're going 225 to 226. With the Mini Ring Game Boost Pro, you're going about 233 to 234. This is actually pretty sizable. And at lower rings, your flat speed's about 187, 188 when your Ring Engine's activated. Now, at high rings, your speed average is about 221 to 222, and when Mini Ring Game Boost activates, it's 228 to 229 briefly, which is actually pretty comparable to Less is More plus Double Ring Engine, if not it's faster, almost, in some scenarios. And when you have higher rings, your speed average when you're stacking a level 3 and level 2 is 230 to 231, and it can go up to 239 to 240 for a brief period of time. So you're literally comparable to Less is More plus Double Ring Engine, and not only that, you are not sacrificing ring generation, you're not sacrificing drifting gadgets, you're literally playing to the core fundamentals of the game that allow you to legitimately do everything, and you're not putting yourself at risk of getting put into that extended hit stun state that Less is More has to risk at all times when you're trying to min-max your Less is More timer, and when you're not using all 6 of your slots for just speed modifiers, you're able to get consistent drifts. And this is something I didn't even touch up on, is just the fact that with the amount of drifting that you're getting with all these other builds, because they're all allowing you to run Quick Charge 2, Quick Charge 3, or even slot in Tech Drift, things of that nature, you're getting so many more drift boosts that it's hard to even quantify it in a sentence without like going so extensively into researching and testing that it's just unbelievable. But this is the thing, you are literally getting so much value off of these builds without having Less is More on the plate, or even just sacrificing Hyper Ring Engine just to run other gadgets, then it's like, why would you not run these? Or why would you even consider Less is More plus Double Ring Engine? And when it comes to these builds in terms of viability for Legend Comp Round 4, I'm gonna be honest, the Double Ring Engine build, the current one, absolutely the best build. Single Ring Engine and the OGTT build, Single Ring Engine is going to be higher than the OGTT build, but the OGTT build I'd put a little bit lower than that. The Ring Engine Mini Ring Game Boost build is at least like a C tier build if the Ring Game Boost TT build and the Solo Ring Engine build are A tier. I would say Ring Engine Mini Ring Game Boost is like B or C tier, and then Less is More plus Double Ring Engine is like F tier. If it's somehow D tier, it should be F tier. You sacrifice way too many good gadgets. You sacrifice literally the best single slot gadget engine in the game, which is Quick Charge Level 2, for 3 gadgets that all try to do something similar in very polarizing ways that makes it so the build literally counteracts itself and doesn't do anything. I can't even think of a single combo that could utilize Less is More plus Double Ring Engine without literally putting yourself at a massive handicap. That is unbelievable. Anyways, guys, just a quick little video talking about Less is More plus Double Ring Engine, why it's bad, why I recommend that you avoid it, and talking about some other builds that I think are actually way more superior or more consistent than it. Obviously, a lot of you are going to say, like, this video is not necessary, this video is stupid. I'm just going to say this right now. This video is actually really cool because I'm going into a lot of the stats of these other builds, like Ring Engine, Double Ring Engine plus Mini Ring Game Boost, things of that nature. And it's allowing me to potentially figure out what the next Snake Stream build is going to be and what version 2 is going to look like, so I can make a video on version 2 of Snake Stream. That is what I'm looking for at the end of the day with this video. And not only that, this is just to get some research out, because I think honestly this research is very helpful to not only casual players, but competitive players, and even casual competitive players, and even high competitive players that want to maybe try something other than Double Ring Engine. Have yourselves a great one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.